lately I've been scrolling through Facebook, and in my feed I get all kinds of things because I look at some of the charismatic and word of faith and kind of I look into the weird stuff, right? So it comes up in my feed, and I took a lot of screenshots of all the weird conferences that are going on. I don't know why just a bunch of conferences started popping up. But I also took a screenshot of this, right? Supernatural leadership. There was an ad. When I took the screenshot, I saw that Sean Gabby posted this ad. Now I went to his page to find this so I can make this video. On his page, right, this was posted July 23rd. It says, "Time is running out for the best price you will ever get for a bachelor's in ministry. All online, once a week. You want to miss this opportunity to be with some absolutely incredible teaching faculty. Yes, I agree. You want to miss this opportunity to be with these people here. This is not the Justice League. This is the Stupid Natural Leadership Academy. I mean, Supernatural Leadership Academy. And you can get a bachelor's in ministry. That's what this is about." We have here the Supernatural Leadership Academy. And what caught my eye was, well, let me see who's teaching this, right? And so I look through the picture and I say, I recognize a couple of people. I recognize the guy. Let me see if I could zoom in here for you. All the way on the bottom left over here, right? This guy right here, bottom left. Brian Houston, right? From Hillsong, disgraced pastor. Whole bunch of things going on with this guy. We understand, hopefully you understand, that he's a false teacher and he was involved in some scandals. Definitely someone to mark and avoid. So I saw that. Right here in the middle of the bottom, that's the guy that posted this. I already forgot his name, which I'm okay with that. Sean Gabby. I don't need to remember that name for any reason. Right next to him, I noticed this lady here. That is Patricia King. She's another false prophet. Right next to her is Jeremiah Johnson, another false prophet. Right above Patricia King, you recognize this face right here. This is Dr. Brian Simmons. So now let's take a look and break down this cast of non-superheroes. And they're going to offer you a bachelor's in ministry. So if you click on this picture right here, it's going to take you right over to a website. The website is supernaturalleadership.com. And here it is. There's their SLA logo again, trying to be like the Justice League. And it says, "Welcome to the Supernatural Leadership Academy." At the Supernatural Leadership Academy, we believe that everyone has a leader within. And our vision is to see everyone live up to that potential, assessing the full promise of their God-given gifts. Blah, 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 blah. We're not going to read the rest of it, right? If you keep going down a little, just FYI, I didn't do any research on this, but right here under their logo, it says formerly known as the School of Daniel, established in 2004. I could have done a little more research to see what that is, but I found enough nonsense in here with just on this website and other stuff that we're going to look at. So here's what they offer, right? Bachelor's in Ministry program, short-term on-demand e-courses, coaching and mentoring. Get a free 40-minute lesson. Enroll today, 1-year program. So if you keep scrolling down, here's the picture of all the people again, right? Spread out with their name right on there, everybody's name. And again, something to keep in mind is these other names here. Keep them in mind because if these people are working with or teaching at the same school that these other known false teachers are at, I would say we got to be careful with them. These are people that I may be doing videos about in the future. If I watch their videos and see what they, see them trying to lead God's flock astray, I'll definitely be making videos of them. But let's go ahead and look, right? There's, the academy. There's, let me move this over, right? There's their vision, their mission. I don't care about none of that, right? There's a 7-minute story. I'm not going to waste your time or mine. But let's get to the important stuff here. Well, none of this is important, but there's a first year program. Let's get rid of these cookies. There's, right, it says 1 to 3 year online programs. So as of right now, only, right, these are information soon. They don't have the information. This program is launching September 17. So once the people go through the first year, then they hope that some will buy the second and the third. Uh, so what's included in this first year? Let's go ahead and go under that, right? The first year, you got 2 semesters, 4 modules. Weekly on Wednesdays, 8 to 9:30, live online, right? Option to watch on demand after. International teaching faculty. A bachelor's degree in ministry. That's what they're promising you. Enroll today for a once in a lifetime discount only available until August 10th, 2025. You don't got long, ladies and gentlemen. And then underneath that it says, for more information and to unlock a never again early bird deal, click below. And it says, click here. Right now, if we go a little underneath before we go look at that deal, right, we'll scroll down a little more. And again, here are the modules right here, are the prices. Short-term on-demand e-course modules. Well, these are the short-term on-demand, right? So again, what do they have? They have the Voice of God Module 1. Do you really need to pay $300 to hear the nonsense that these people are going to tell you about the voice of God? Really? You don't have a Bible. You can go to a good Bible teaching church, Bible preaching church, and you'll get this information for free. Right? Because in a good church, there's going to be expository preaching, and they're going to preach through the Bible. And even if it's topical and they open up the scriptures, and they're going to go through the scriptures, if they read the scriptures and preach from the scriptures, then you're going to know exactly what the scriptures say, right? But so here, they would charge you $2.99, right? What's in this module? Well, recognizing the voice of God and activating the supernatural gifts in your life. They're going to teach you how to activate the supernatural gifts in your life. The supernatural gifts that the Holy Spirit gives you. They're going to teach you how to activate those. Yeah. There's going to be 9 video lessons, 5+ hours of teaching. 62-page e-course digital PDF workbook. And there's a 24-hour sale. Right? And now you got a second module, the Voice of God Module 2, Go Deeper. That one's $3.99. You have Go Deeper in recognizing the voice of God and activating your supernatural gifts in your life. So they're already letting you know that they're not going to teach you how to do that on the first module. You're not going to learn how to activate these supernatural gifts in your life because you got to do the second module for that. And then they're not going to do it there either, right? And then there's 17 video lessons, 9+ hours, 59-page e-course digital PDF workbook. And on the right, you can get modules 1 and 2 for just $5.99, $600, right? Again, maybe we'll see what these 24-hour sales are. There's mentoring and coaching. Interested in our mentoring and coaching package? Click here. There's the free lesson, their gift to you, right? They mentioned earlier, 40-minute lesson. It's right here on the right. So let's take a quick look and see who is Dr. Brian Simmons. Right here, right? Right in the middle of your screen there, above Patricia King there. Who is Dr. Brian Simmons? So I went to Google, right? Dr. Brian Simmons Church. Can you see that? That's what I searched, right? Dr. Brian Simmons Church. I saw here Passion and Fire Ministries. Brian and Candace Simmons. If you read right here, what's the first thing it says? Join our monthly Bible studies. For only $10 a month, you will have access to a weekly Bible teaching by Dr. Brian Simmons. The studies are self-paced, dot, dot, dot. So, what else did I read? As I scroll down here, right, I clicked on, right, who is Dr. Brian Simmons? You see highlighted in blue, Dr. Brian Simmons established leadership for the churches that Jesus birthed. Really? Really? That's what Dr. Brian Simmons did? And he assisted in the Paya Kuna New Testament Translation Project. Right? That's what I have highlighted here in blue. So, I put that into Google, right, just to see what came up. The same thing is from an Amazon book there. And so I said, let me go and talk to Chat, right? Chat GPT. Let's see what Chat has to say. So I asked, did Dr. Brian Simmons assist in the Paya Kuna New Testament Translation Project? Now I heard, I don't remember exactly where, but, well, we're going to see what happens. But I believe it was from the Wycliffe Bible translators that they said, no, he did not. So that's why I figured, let me ask ChatGPT because I didn't remember the information from the top of my head. Guys, and I apologize that I'm not looking up there. I have this new camera set up that I've been trying to use and I forget to look at the camera. Uh, but let's go ahead and look at the screen here on the side. So what does this say? It says, I'll make that a little bigger for you in case you want to read along. Right, here's what reliable sources report. Dr. Simmons does claim to have co-translated the Paya Kuna, the Kuna in parentheses, New Testament, while serving as a missionary in Panama. His bio and interviews state that he assisted in the Paya Kuna New Testament translation project and describes himself as a linguist or co-translator. Right, and that's over from the Passion Translation, because we'll talk about that now in a minute. So the Wycliffe Bible translators, however, disputes that claim. According to a statement by their CCO, Vicky Mixon, this is what she says, it would be inaccurate to describe Brian Simmons as a translator or co-translator on any Wycliffe-supported project, stating he was not involved in linguistic analysis or translation. They further note Simmons reportedly left Panama well before the final New Testament was published in the early 1990s, and so had no input into the completed translation. And then below that it says independent critics also confirm that those involved with the project say he participated more as a comprehensive checker, reading drafts to native speakers and relaying how well they understood it. Not as a translator doing linguistic work. So translators were translating the New Testament into the Paya Kuna, right, language to these people in Panama. And so apparently they would give drafts to him and he would go read it to those people, right, relay the information so to see and then see if they understood the translation. And so he would come back and say, yeah, they understood or they didn't understand it. He did not assist in any translation, is what it says here. Just why am I bringing this up? Well, because Brian Simmons is the author or the sole translator of the Passion Translation Bible. But it's called the Passion Translation, TPT. And it's not a translation at all. That's why I bring that up. And so we'll go over to this next tab. So I asked ChatGPT, is the Passion Translation a real translation of the Bible? Did Dr. Brian Simmons translate from Hebrew and Greek to English? Right? Obviously in Aramaic. Did he translate original documentation to English? Right? So the short answer, right away, that's what ChatGPT said. Here's the short answer. No. The Passion Translation, TPT, is not considered a faithful not considered a faithful, literal translation of the Bible. It's widely recognized as a highly interpretive, paraphrase style rendering, primarily the work of one individual. Brian Simmons did not translate directly and rigorously from Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic in the way mainstream translation committees do, with oversight from credentialed scholars. So he's not credentialed himself. He did not assist in any Bible translating, and this is not a actual translation, right? But the name of the Bible is the Passion Translation, as if it was a translation. Just a flat out deception. So definitely mark and avoid Dr. Brian Simmons. I can keep on going, but let's go back to the superhero page here, to the super scholars or whatever these people are, right? And so right below Brian Smith right here, the lady here at the bottom with the white hair, that's Patricia King. And so if we go, I Googled Patricia King and it took me to her website, right? patriciakingministries.com. And so here's what I noticed. There's, right? Listen as Robert reveals the hidden schemes of a demonic king. This is her headlines right here, right at the top of the screen, right? Right there. Patricia King's Women in Ministry Network. A masterclass for intercessors. Fire. Right? Register now with Patricia King. Fervent intercession for revival and evangelism. A free live prophetic webinar with Patricia King, July 8th from 5 to 6:30. I guess that already passed. Attack on lack. Guys, attack on lack. Can you guess what she's going to try and teach you, right? You have a lack. A lack of what? Probably funds. And she's going to teach you how to attack the lack of funds so that you could stop lacking funds. Let's go ahead and click register now, right? Because I don't want to lie and say that's what it is because I didn't click on it. But look, it's a free live prophetic webinar. Are you tired of living under the weight of lack financially, emotionally, spiritually, or relationally? But what was the first thing? Financially. Guys, mark and avoid. I mean, we can look at all this other stuff, but for what? Why are we going to look for this? Why? Right here on the right, what does she have? Live unoffendable. Patricia King. Find a better way, overflowing with God's love instead of offense. Oh, guys, this is well, let's see. They have men on the front lines. Web church. She has a web church. Women in Ministry Network. Now we saw a thing for that, so let's go ahead and click on that. Right, there's a Women in Ministries Network. So what do they have? What is WIMN? Ministry Redefined. I'm reading down at the middle. I'm just trying to skim along. Let's go a little further. Make a mistake of thinking ministry is speaking from a pulpit or pastoring a church. These are legitimate and important expressions of ministry, but they're not the only ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. So what are the benefits of joining the network? You get, I'm looking at the right away at the top. There's discounts for select courses through Everlasting Love Academy, ELA. Relational connection, blah, blah, blah. There's more discounts. Let's see, members only access. Join our network. Okay, acceptance to membership in the network is approved following prayerful review of completed applications. She's going to prayerfully review your submitted application while she prayerfully checks to make sure that the check will clear. Upon approval of your application, you will be sent a secure payment link where you will have the option of paying your membership fee, $20 monthly or $125 annually. We're so glad you've chosen to apply. On the final page, you'll find the secure $20 payment link. Okay, what? I thought it said that, once you're approved, then they'll send you the link. But the second paragraph there, which is just like one long sentence here, it says, what does it say right there? It says, we're so glad that you've chosen to apply to the WIMN. On the final page, you'll find a secure $20 payment link to submit the processing fee for your application. Oh, there's a processing fee, that's why. So now, when that gets approved, then she'll send you the membership fee, right, where you can pay for $20 monthly or $125 annually. All right, she's going to collect all this information of yours, right? Of course, date of birth. So, and what is this? Let me just click on this tab here, this button that says ordination. Women in Ministry Network ordination. Why ordain? Ordination has complex definitions, but some of the scriptural definitions that are important for women in ministry ordinations are to set and put in place, to put one forth, to celebrate, to establish, to define. On June 26, 2015, the Lord visited Patricia King with a mandate. On June 26, 2015, so 10 years ago, the Lord visited Patricia King with a mandate to establish a global women in ministry network and to redefine ministry. Guys, thus saith the Lord. Patricia King, you need to start a woman in ministry mandate, a global women in ministry network. And of course, she obeyed the imaginary voice in her head and started this. All right, so that is Patricia King, right? I mean, there was more that I saw on the top of that page, but you get the gist of who Patricia King is, right? Again, just one of these people that wants to give you prophecy. You know, I believe she's calls herself a prophet. Let's see. Right here, right? I clicked on Patricia King, lack, attack on lack, right? We saw that. Here, right? Join the web church. Guys, there's a web church you can join. Right here, there's a video. Look at this. Rosh Hashanah, prophetic words for 5785. Not for 2025, for 5785. Register, right, at patriciaking.com. Of course. Upcoming events. Anyway, again, mark and avoid Patricia King. I'm not giving you the definite there, but you can see who she is. There's so many videos exposing her already. But let's go into the last person that I knew I saw there. I'm not going to talk about Brian Houston. This is Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah Johnson has a YouTube channel. Here it is. He has 128,000 subscribers, 981 videos. So before we go into his links, right, there's a link right here. And this is a giving link. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and click on it so you can see what happens. When you go there, all you get is this. You can't do anything except give. So let me give Jeremiah Johnson a one-time gift of $0. And now they want billing information so I can give him the $0. Would you like to add an additional 0 to cover transaction fees? No, I would not. No, you can cover your own transaction fees. Anyway, I'm not going to give nothing to Jeremiah Johnson. So let me go ahead and... Okay, so let's scroll. This is Jeremiah Johnson's page, right? For you, from his page. For me. Are you under a witchcraft attack? Watch out for these 3 signs. Exposure or destruction. Look who he has on that thumbnail. Right? This is the second thumbnail here at the top. That's Alexander Pagani. The truth behind all the recent exposure. Right? At Alexander Pagani Live. And this was 4 months ago. The other one was 1 year ago. I mean, I can look for like the latest videos and follow that, but let's just see here, right? This is what happens in the spirit when you pray in tongues at Prayer Storm TV. Again, other names that I'm going to have to look and expose these people, right? Because of Well, the nonsense that they're out here putting out. 2025 prophetic word. 7 things that God showed me. Now this is him, right? Because he's a prophet. Look at his jacket he's wearing there. Uh, Next, right on the right, streamed 1 year ago. There's Mike Signorelli, right there on screen, right? This is a sign you're in a cult. Now, I would say maybe you could watch that video because obviously Mike Signorelli could tell you if you're in a cult or not because he, pretty much he has a cult following. He's, a false teacher um, that, made some videos right after the Catholic Pope died. He flew to Rome and made a video, blocks away, declaring some nonsense. So, oh, look who he has here. I made a video with Vlad Savchuk and Corey Russell. Don't be caught sleeping right now. Right? What does the thumbnail say there? You don't want to be found sleeping right now. Guys, you don't want to be found sleeping right now. And of course, how to recognize the Jezebel spirit. Right? This is going to show you how profound this guy is, right? And the next one right after, charismatic witchcraft. Next to that, urgent prophecy. Urgent prophetic dream. Trump, Musk, Zelensky. I'm reading here the actual thumbnail. All right, so that's who Jeremiah Johnson is. Now, again, I said there's some links over here. You saw when I clicked on that first one, right? There are 3 more links, and so you can partner with him, and you can go to thealtarglobal.com, and there's thealtarglobal.com/church. So I went to thealtarglobal.com, and here it is. Antioch Resource Center, right? Altar Nights Monthly, right? Learn more. There's the Altar Church, is a local fellowship in Kannapolis, North Carolina. The Altar School, the Altar Network. And so I forgot which one I clicked on, but you're scrolling down here. Yeah, I clicked on one of them and I went back. So I believe I clicked on the Altar Network. Let's click on the Altar School and see. Let's learn more. I did click on this one, right? So there's some testimonials right here, right? Here we go. The Altar Global School is a 3-year discipleship program designed to empower students to do the work of ministry in their sphere of influence. I thought Jesus gave apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, and pastors and shepherds, right? To equip the body of Christ, right? I thought that's what he did. That's what he gave. But no, the Global School is a 3-year discipleship program designed to empower students to do the work of ministry. Right? So there's some stories there. We're not going to click on any of those. And this is where I was looking. There's an open track. The open track, as part of the open track, students may attend whenever they are able for our Tuesday and Thursday evening class times, and no commitment is required. Online access available. Right? There's registration below. Right there. Register now, right under the video here. But before that, and there's a certificate track. The certificate track, as part of the certificate track, students must attend a certain percentage of classes, complete semester coursework, and meet requirements for graduation eligibility. Online access available. And so you click on register now, and here we go. There's a registration form, right? You fill this out. By filling out the registration form, you are reserving your spot in the Altar School for 2025-2026 school year. Upon completion of this registration form, you will be sent an enrollment email that will include links for enrollment directions and payment options, if applicable. Oh, I'm sure it's applicable. Enrollment will begin August 1st, 2025. Right now, what does it say down here? If you can see this. As a student, and here. Let's make that clear, right? So you can see it for yourself. Right there. As a student of the Altar School, we would like to invite you to join our online community. Of course, they would like to invite you to join, where you can access live classes from anywhere in the world, as well as watch via class replays at any time of your convenience. Would you like to add online access to your enrollment for $50 a month? Select yes or no. No. Well, I'm not going to register for this, but then it says I have watched the Altar School registration video here in its entirety. I'm not going to waste your time. So I didn't click on it to get the price, but you see where this is going, and you saw there that you can pay $50 a month, right, for their online community. And so if we hit the back button and we go up here, I believe I got to hit the back button one more time. There's the altar, everything, global church partners and network here. So if you click on the network, about the altar network, blah, blah, blah. Core values, right? Leadership, marriage, fivefold ministry, right? Our team. Um, I forgot which one. I think, did I click on one of these? Healthy marriage, leadership in Christ. Let's see. I'm going to click on this first one here. Yep. So, fivefold ministry, right? There we go. It gives you some stuff. Then it says, right, join. Here we go. What do you get? Monthly Zoom calls. You get a yearly retreat and ordination and commissioning, right? Your membership, right there at the top, right? Your membership into Altar Global Network gives you access to these things. So let's go ahead and hit apply. Apply to the Altar Network. And if you scroll, so you have to submit and then they'll give you the information to see how much it's going to cost. I didn't do that ahead of time. If you've seen some of my older videos, right, maybe not on this Pablo Marte Reacts channel, but I've done some other videos, and I've usually go through, apply and everything just to see what the fee is and all of that. But you get the picture. I mean, again, my whole point here is to show you that this Supernatural Leadership Academy is a joke, and you should do what Sean Gaby or Gabby says. You want to miss this opportunity. Right? That's what he wrote there. It says, you want to miss this opportunity. And I agree with him. You want to miss this opportunity. I just want to add here at the end of this video that I am so grateful to all of you who have subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, for watching the videos. I really, really appreciate that. I really hope that these videos help the body of Christ to get away from this supernatural, hyper charismatic, all the lies that are out there, right? And that we can go back to studying the Word of God, that people would be directed to a Bible teaching, Bible preaching church, right? That they can be a part of a local gathering so they can gather with the saints and worship God in spirit and in truth. So thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed. As you can see here, I have the page up. I have so far 194 subscribers so far, and I am really, really grateful to you guys for subscribing. To all of you who have commented and liked the videos, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. When you comment and when you like the videos, I guess the YouTube algorithm spreads it out. Now I know that you guys, most of you didn't find this video just by chance. It's because Long for Truth, the channel Long for Truth, with Daniel Long, he invited me on his show to talk about mercy culture. And I know that he ask people or reference my channel there. So thank you so much to all of you who came over and subscribed. And if you found this channel because the algorithm pushed you out, again, also thank you so much. If you comment, I will do my best. If you've noticed, I have replied to every single comment, and I will try my best to, as soon as I can and have some time, I will click on your comment, read it, and I will answer. Some people have sent me emails, and I really, really appreciate that. That really touches me that people are being moved by the work I do, and it lets me know that I'm not doing it in vain. I'm not doing it, wasting my time doing it. But I really appreciate that you're watching. If you can, continue to share the video if you can, comment, like. Um, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I was hoping that when it gets to 200, I would do a video. Again, I'm at 194. Maybe I will do a video when it gets to 200. I'll try to take a screenshot when it gets to 200. Thank you so much, guys. May God bless you.